everybody, this is Stephen with DIY Saturday. I'm going to show you how to change the circuit breaker on your main circuit panel. This is a pretty straightforward task. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and found out that it's much cheaper to change it out on your own. If you hire someone, it's obviously a lot more expensive. So I'm going to share with you how I got mine done. So this is it. So what I'm trying to do over here is I have a circuit over here that has basically gone out. This one is called an AFCI. It's an arc fault circuit interrupter. What's different between this and the standard circuit interrupters is this is particularly used in bedrooms and living rooms. If there's an arc detected somewhere in the line, it basically trips off. So as you can see, the test button doesn't work anymore. And I know this is busted because I saw a spark on it. Now this is a working one. If I press the test button, you see it snaps to its off position. That's what it's supposed to do. So in my particular case, got to reset it. I basically removed the panel of this. The panel's right over here. I haven't shown that in the video, but it's a pretty straightforward task. Just remove a bunch of screws and the whole panel just slides off. Next, most important thing that you want to do is you obviously want to switch the main power off to this. Now, if you notice on my panel, there is no main circuit breaker. And the reason is that circuit breaker is actually outside the house. So let me step outside to shut it off now. Alright, here I am outside my house. You can see this is the main meter. That's the main switchboard. And you can see it's locked. Obviously they don't want you getting inside this, but there is still an access panel for your main power. If you just slide this open, and there it is. You see a main switch in there, and it says over here on, trip, and off. So what you want to do is shut this to off. Keep in mind that the whole power to the house goes off at this point. Alright, so power is off. Make sure you keep that closed until you're back again. Alright, it's a little dark in my garage now, so I have my light switched on. Hopefully you can see it. You want to make sure still that you have no power. Check with one of the working circuit breakers. And when I press test now, it doesn't flip, which means that there's no power supply. What you want to do next is, you notice there's a screw in here. That's the one that connects the main line wire to it. You basically want to take that off. So let's do that first. Alright, I've removed that wire. Now all I want to do is pull this one out. That's your main line wire. You still don't want to touch it just to be sure. You never know. So keep that out and keep it out of the way. Now keep in mind that these are real tough gauge copper wires, so it's going to be a little hard to maneuver. Now once you're done with that, this bracket is basically free now. All you want to do is snap it out. So you want to snap it out in the direction in which this bracket is. So if this is on your right, you basically pull it out to the right. The ones on the left will go to the left. So all you want to do is you want to pull it out, and there it snaps out. There's a little rail in the bottom, so you just pull it out that way. Now you can see that you have it basically free now. Alright, once you pull that out, you're going to notice there's two more wires you got to remove. One's your load neutral and one's your panel neutral. Your panel neutral is probably going to be part of the circuit breaker, so you're going to have to trace it back and remove it from the panel in there. The other one is the load neutral, which you can, there's a screw right over here. You'll be able to take it off. So let me go ahead and remove the wire on both of those. But I removed the load neutral, but what I noticed was the panel neutral, I can see where it's connected, but if you notice, it's shared by another circuit breaker. So whenever you take it off, you want to make sure that when you put it back, make sure that both of them are still connected to the line. I've removed that line, and you can see the shared wire, which, by the way, I've noticed that there's a lot of empty slots in here, so I don't know why they did that. I guess things like this never show up on a home inspection when you buy it, so oh well, just gotta live with it. When I put it back, I'm just gonna put back separate ones. That's a common neutral, so it doesn't matter where you put it back on. I'll just use one for each separate line. There you go, that's the busted one. I'm gonna run over to Home Depot to try to get a replacement one. I know they carry one, so I should be able to find one. But before I go, what I'm gonna do is those exposed wires, make sure you cover them with some electrical tape or something. And the only reason for this is, you know, while you're back off to the store and back, people in the house probably still need electricity, so you don't want to keep the circuit breaker or the main off all the while. You cover it with electric tape, just keeps it safe. Alright, off to the store and back. Here at Home Depot. Hope you can hear me over the Christmas music playing in the background. So this is what I want to replace, and I found that they have the combination arc fault circuit breaker. That's this one. You notice that it's a little smaller in size, and compared to that they also have the dual purpose, which is an arc fault and a ground fault interrupter, which is about the same size as what I have. And price wise they only differ in about $8, so I think it's probably best to get this one because it's not something that you replace every day, and for seven additional or something additional dollars, it's probably best to get one with a better protection on it. So that's it. Dual purpose arc fault and ground fault circuit breaker. That's the one I'm going with. Back home, obviously I should have done this a lot more earlier in the day rather than waiting till night, but oh well, it is what it is. So that's the one I'm going to replace. It's a wire that it comes with. I'm going to connect that to the panel neutral and then basically connect these wires back. So I'm going to have to turn off the main breaker again and just do the whole process over. Alright, I connected the panel neutral back. That's the one right over there. Now, one thing I've seen in a lot of recommendation is that when you put it back, you want to make sure it's just the wire that makes contact with the panel. You don't want the plastic part of the wire to contact, and the reason is these things heat up, and if it does heat, you don't want the plastic to be heated up as well. It's a fire hazard. So you can see a lot of them, basically they terminate right where the plastic is, which is the right way to do it. I have the three wires back on: the panel neutral, the load neutral, and the live load power. Now all you got to do is snap this back into the rail, which is pretty much the reverse process of what you did. So alright, I mounted it back. It's pretty secure. All the wires are good. I checked all of them. So I'll go ahead and turn the main power back on now. Alright, everything is connected back. The main lines are back on, obviously. So what I want to do right now is to switch this. You can see it says off in there, if you can read it. I want to switch this into on. Job's complete. Put the panel back on. And there you go. That's a new circuit breaker that we put. So hopefully those lights should start working inside the home. And that's that. That's how you change a circuit breaker.